developmental pediatrician, I think in January, our son he has a diagnosis of autism, and the main concern at school was his attention, that he had poor attention. I think my mother-in-law had told us about this book that she had just heard about, Disconnected Kids, and that I should read that. So I read that, and the right brain deficiency sounded exactly like our kid, everything. And we then, I think within the next week, Dr. Malillo, I don't know if that's how to say his name,
yes.
was speaking in Newburyport, which is 25 minutes from our house, so we went and saw him. He took to Dr. Steve, who did the assessment with him, and I'm sure he would be upset if he knew I was here today. He loved coming here. The experience was good, and I would say within the first couple weeks, the thing that was kind of the most noticeable was that he started smelling stuff. And he had never, we kind of didn't think he could smell because there'd be terrible smells and he'd never react. And he just started smelling everything. Cookies, you know, he would just be, so that kind of gave us the idea, wow, something's going on in his brain that's different. And he was also just more conversational, more engaged with us, and just asking questions. I mean, I think you guys witnessed that here, that after the first month, he's still on every word he doesn't know. He's asking us, what does that mean? And then if he gets a synonym, what does that mean? So he's definitely wanting to know what things mean, and also just, I think the other thing was just seeking out his sister, where before he would try to avoid her, and just wanting to be with us and do stuff with us versus trying to be isolating and in his own space, which was what he tried to get out of engaging most of the time. Oh, greeting people, which he'd never done before. I think that was something else here, that we would see people on the street and he would wave to them or try to engage with them, which he never even really acknowledged that other people are around. He was more very scripting from movies a lot, and kind of just in his own space a lot, unless you kind of really grabbed him, and then he'd be kind of annoyed that you were interrupting his process. So he's in his screen time, he was definitely a movie kid, a computer kid, an Xbox kid, and those were things that kind of were his preferred activities. And since we did this, there was the home program where we had to we'd get out of school, drive here, get home, dinner, and then we had this homework to do. So there was, part of it was just time, that there wasn't enough time. But he also, I remember when we first came here that I would say, if I hear the word Xbox again, I'm gonna go crazy. And after we came here, I would be like, gosh, you know, it's almost 8:30 p.m. and I haven't heard that word all day.
Wow.
So his screen time, I'm not sure what the function was, but the obsession with it was gone, and we did these exercises, and kind of that was huge for me. His coordination and core strength definitely is better. His gait, his running, we've definitely seen great improvements with he was a pretty awkward kid with bumping into stuff. He fell down a lot, never really paying attention to where he was in space, and that's definitely gotten better. I asked him this morning what he thought brain balance helped him with, just to see, and he just kept going, it was good, it was good, it was awesome. I was just like, well, how do you mean? But I just wanted to see what he thought, because he does love Dr. Steve, and I could use that for leverage sometimes to get him to be happy, for sure.
Great.
And, you know, who knows